Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Carlton versus Collingwood game, in which Collingwood got up in the end. I think I predicted this roughly to be the margin. They got up by 17. Let me just check if I actually predicted this roughly, but I think I was within 5 or 10 of this, but let me bring it up. So it wasn't, I don't think it was a bad tip from my memory. Get my tip up. I say Collingwood by 11. That's not bad. I actually tipped also North by 50, so that wasn't that bad of a tip. And Melbourne by 65 actually was Melbourne by 65 sort of close as well. Melbourne by 65, they won by 70. Not actually a bad tip for being such a big margin. It was just the Brisbane and the Richmond games looking now that, and the Sydney losing didn't help. But yeah, just looking through all these, and I've actually tipped pretty well outside of 2 or 3 games, so I think that margin isn't going to be high. But anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see, 27-10, a low scoring game, but it actually, like the commentators were saying, was actually a really interesting game. We did see Good go down, and I'm pretty sure I was close to picking her up, which would have been awkward, as I believe not only has she lost value, she's now out for a long time or out for a certain period of time with an injury. She lost 61k, so that's not the greatest for people that have her, as they'll have to trade her out. 84 for Moody, 21 hitouts. She really came alive, I guess, after the injury. You can see 52 second half, and a 31 last quarter with a when Good was down. So you sort of see her score sort of flick over here as to Moody's. I mean, Good score flick over to Moody's when Good came off. Peterson 20 touches, 4 and 4 for a 78 isn't the best, but isn't the worst, I guess. What role is she playing, Peterson? I could just do this and go Carlton and then go round points. That would be easier. I don't need defenders. Peterson a midfielder, Shearer a midfielder, Ruck, Moody. Goss as a forward, that was pretty decent from her. She's actually been putting out, but I wouldn't be picking her up anyway. Any of the rookies per se doing anything? Mia Austin doing all right. Cordner's on the recovery again. Fitzpatrick again, jumping up again. Fitzgerald as well, doing all right. Late call in, and I believe since I don't think I went for her after the first week, but she's actually gained, if you were to hold her, gained 120 in 2 weeks, so that's actually not that bad. As we're really looking for a girl, just to have one game where they can get a. You really want to be able to get a rookie that can get that 2 games under their belt before they go huge. But also you need to have a rookie that isn't more than like 350k. So it's almost near on impossible to actually get the scoring enough to get a low break even, but also get the cash down to a minimum at like that 350k price or so or lower, because that's what you really need to be spending to try and do upgrades at this point, because I doubt most people have more than 550k rookie or something on the bench piece. And if you're really only gaining like 150k out of them, 175k, it's not the greatest compared to like 200 and 250, where you can really upgrade you could almost get a single up to like a 2 good doing a method like that with with the 2 downgrades and 1 upgrade. So it's really almost impossible to find a really good rookie that's going to gain cash really quickly without just luck of the draw, I guess. As you're going to find that some rookies are going to go 60 in a game. It's just finding that right rookie that doesn't have that has a low break even and not too expensive, which is near on impossible. Mackay 63, Pound 56, 13, 2 and 3. I said Pound was a good one, and I wish I'd said Emerson, to be honest with you. I remember putting Pound down, and I was looking at the women's trade targets. Yeah, I put Pound down, and I remember looking through doing the thumbnails for the game review of the Geelong and having to type in Emerson. and realizing right when I typed it in that I hadn't put her as the trade target. I had gone for pound instead, as it didn't show up in my saved files, and that's I kind of knew that I'd stuffed up there. I'm pretty sure I mentioned pound. I mentioned Emerson in the video. I just went for pound instead because she was slightly cheaper. Austin 55, Cordner 54, Hill 48, Fitzpatrick 46, Fitzgerald, as we mentioned earlier, 43. That's a consistent rookie, and she should be, if she plays again, which is highly likely, given I believe that they have a major injury crisis. I'm not 100% sure if they had a major injury crisis, but Fitzgerald should have a good chance of playing still. She wasn't bad. Walker, Vesio, Velado, Finn, Laluifi, no one really matters too much. Then we go over to the Collingwood side, and it was just ultimately a massive game for Brie Davies. She got off so hot, and 77 at halftime, and she just ran that in for a 1-2-2, which was a really good performance. I believe that was top 5 mid scores of the week. If I go over here, mids, yeah, it was the 5th highest behind the 3 North girls and Marinoff, and then you have Benici at 6th highest. So, I mean, I still had 3 of the top sort of 12 in Parker and Whitford, but I would have liked to have Benici and Davey, as that would have been huge, but they've been inconsistent the last couple of weeks, so we'll see if that is a way back for them, but I don't know if it's necessarily there. I'm actually looking at my my trade targets, and I had good as a trade target here looking at it, but if you actually look at it, I had pound. That's sort of a fail. Baruton 126, 124. I think it was 124. That's a good one. Rowbottom went, I believe 116. Did she? No, she went 101. Still a ton. Good was a fail, as she's now injured. Goldsworthy went a ton, I believe. If I look at the forwards. Goldsworthy went 100 on the dot, so that's a good. That was a good trade target. And then Borg here went 44. You had Lowe here who went 30, not the worst. Fellows 39, that's not the worst. And then Wicksteed went 29, I believe. 22 for Wicksteed, not the worst. But my headline players, other than my my Carlton players that we're talking about right now, they did really well in that video, so pretty happy about that. But anyway, back again after the tangent to the Collingwood girls, and you see Campbell here with a 100 on the dot. If we just look at her numbers, it spanned out. So Grace Campbell 100 after a 44. So yeah, just really inconsistent, and I'm wondering why that's. Is it something to do with her getting more CBAs or something, or why that is the case? I obviously see the tackles, so she had to be in and around the contest for that to occur. But just wondering why she went from a 44 to 100. I know it's the 8% time on ground difference, but in an easier opposition. But if you look at that Essendon game right before it, a 57, so plus 43 on that, when she had less time on ground, and in my opinion, a harder opponent in Carlton than Essendon. And yeah, so that's, I just think, an outlier there for Campbell, to be honest. Then you have Frederick, a 95 from her. She's a really good option, to be honest, up forward, as she's probably going to consistently get at least 70. Might not get those huge scores that potential forwards that are midfielders that are classified in fantasy as forwards would do, but I think she's ultra consistent around that 75 plus range. Can, Cincinnati, Allen, Rao, White, Porter, James. There's nothing much, to be honest, about Collingwood other than the main sort of Benici, Davey, and Frederick, to be honest. I did like Rao early on in the season, but her role seems to be slowly getting worse, or whether they're just not using her off the wing as much, like going through her as, she got 61, but I'm pretty sure she laid, if we look at Rao compared to her previous scores, you'll see here only 3 tackles. I know that she isn't necessarily the biggest non-disposal point winner, but you can see here, just off. I'm trying to you can see here, what's that, 12 non-disposal points compared to 27, 29, 23, 25, 48 and 15. So her lowest non-disposal point game of the year, and that's sort of the reason why she didn't do that great. has Geelong this week, which will be probably a tough game. But anyway, that pretty much is the video there, going through the Collingwood and Carlton game. And and I guess I'll see you guys in the West Coast versus Melbourne game, which will be the last game of the round. And then obviously, as I said in the previous video, we'll go through my team review on Wednesday, and then you'll have some other stuff on Thursday, Friday, leading into the weekend. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.